Hi, I'm Abubakar, I'm a developer advocate at GitLab. And in this video, we'll be looking at how GitLab can help you build and deploy your software faster and more efficiently. We'll be looking at how GitLab Duo can help you to create the necessary configurations to deploy your applications to GCP Cloud Run. This video is part of a series called DevOps with Duo, which shows all the different use cases and scenarios in which GitLab Duo capabilities can help you as a DevOps engineer or an infrastructure engineer to work more efficiently. We've looked at how GitLab Duo can help with Ansible, with Terraform, with Kubernetes, Helm, and other technologies in the videos that have been recorded in this series. A link to the playlist of this series will be added to the description. Let's head on to the demo, where we'll be creating an API that tells the current time from different cities across the globe. Then deploys this. We deploy this API to GCP Cloud Run. Let's head on to the demo. Awesome. First, we'll create a project for our application in the serverless-duo group that we've had. This is where we created the Lambda function from our previous video about creating AWS Lambda functions with the help of GitLab Duo. So we already have, like in the previous video, we already have the credentials for GCP created and added to the group. The project ID we'll be using and the service account key we'll be using. I'll add a link in the description of the video on how you can create a GCP service account key in case you are not familiar with it. So let's go back to the group and we start with a new project. Create a blank project and we'll say Duo Cloud Run. Now let me make it public and let's leave it empty for now. Then we'll create our project, and to get started I'll press on the full stop key on the keyboard to launch Web IDE. Now let's go to our Duo chart. Basically our application is simple. We'll create an API endpoint that returns the current time in 10 different cities across the globe. That is what it needs to do. Maybe you have a mobile app or you are working on something that helps with time management and you want time from certain cities. We do that, but our application will be very simple, nothing too complicated. So let's do the same here. Let's create a Cloud Run. Let's add GCP Cloud Run API to that returns the current time from major cities across the globe. And also create a CI configuration to deploy the application. Awesome. Yeah, the more descriptive and the more information you can give to Duo chart, the more it can give you precise responses and reduce the time spent in reviewing and making changes. But it is always best to review and make sure you check whatever response AI gives to you. Awesome, it has given us a response. Let's review what it's asking. Certainly, let's create a Google Cloud Run API that returns the current time from major cities across the globe. along with the CI configuration to deploy the application. We'll use Ruby and the Sinatra framework for this project. Let's create the application. Okay, now, okay, let's create the application. The first thing we'll do is to create an app.rb file. So let's create our file. So you have two options. These are you copy and paste or you insert. Sometimes I prefer to copy and paste so that everything is copied over, because sometimes I've observed when you use this you might need to tweak certain things. So what do we have here? It's requiring Sinatra framework, it's requiring JSON, it's requiring TZ info packages, and we have it's binding to this IP address, which should be accessible from any IP address, and our port 8080. These are the cities we are pulling from. I think it crosses across most parts of the globe. Then we'll be accessing our endpoint on the /time path, and this is the function it's using to return the city, the time zone, and the current date and time. Then it's generating this. This is generated in this creates an array and is converting it to JSON. And when you access the direct URL, it welcomes you to the endpoint basically. So the next thing we are going to create is our gem file, which will require Sinatra as required by application, TZ info, and Puma. Let's go here and save gem file. Let me use this insert. Okay, everything is intact. Yep. So now the next thing we are going to do is to create our Docker file. And we'll insert this. So it's is in 3.2. This okay. Now this is not exposing our ports. We have a port 80, so let's say expose 8080, and also expose port 8080 since we are using port 8080 here. Then the next thing we'll do is to create our CI file. So let's create our CI file here. This GitLab-ci.yaml file, and let's copy. Okay, now it's using Cloud SDK, and it's deploying. Okay, it's using our configurations, the key that we've provided here. Then it's using the project ID. We have a project ID here. Then it builds. Okay, it's going to build it and tag it, send it to this particular to this container registry. Then it deploys the service from that. Okay, let's use this as is and see if it works or not. If it doesn't work, we can always diagnose and configure. But let's make sure these are our keys correct. I'm not sure this is how our key is in our project group settings. So let's go back and confirm our variables and copy the right GCP. So I think the part we'll just add is this. So we'll add we don't need this because it's pulling it from our group. So let's add this and add this and add this, basically ensuring that we have the right thing. And US-central one, and we have our service name is time zones API, and I think we should have most things functioning fine for now. Okay, let me still go through and ensure, okay, it's all the region is specified. Okay, yeah, I believe we have everything. So we have our Docker file, we have our gem file, we have our app.rb, and yeah, let's commit our changes and see. Fingers crossed. Initial commit as usual. Then let's commit here and wait for let's go to the project to see if our CI starts and watch our CI. Hopefully it deploys in one go. Oh, yep, we don't need to do a lot. CI started. Okay, our CI job has completed. It took a while to run and it failed a number of times. The first time it failed was the Docker file. The Docker file, which was expecting a gem file lock, but we didn't include that part of our project. So I had to remove the file from the Docker file. Then the second time it failed, Cloud Run was expecting a certain this was the error message that was displayed from Cloud Run, and you can follow the link. When you follow the link here, it tells me, oh, it's missing a gem that needs to be added. So I added the gem to our gem file here, and once that was done, our function or API endpoint was created. So when I access the API endpoint from here, it gives me the outputs that we're expecting. And if I say /time, well, it gives me the time from the current time across different cities. Yeah, that is how Duo can help you to deploy your application to Cloud Run. Awesome. As you can see from the demonstration that we've just done, that GitLab Duo can assist you with a lot of things. GitLab Duo chat can help you refactor your code, can help you generate code, you can interact and even investigate issues, your logs, and so on. Now you can also take advantage of root cause analysis to investigate when your CI job fails, and a host of other features that we are launching as part of Duo. Thank you very much for joining me on this video.